look at everybody has been talking about the women's team and the penalty that they took for spying on another team. The 6 points that they were docked. Is there precedent for that? Has this ever been done before?
Not these sanctions are extremely harsh, right? From that standpoint, from international football, there's been many instances of spying. I mean, listen, this is football, right, guys? This is not the bastion of honesty. So I find we'll get to a lot of stuff here, I know, but I do find some of the people in their soapboxes, pointing fingers and shaking fists about a sport that encourages embellishment and diving. And every time a ball goes out, both sides of the teams, say it's our ball. Cheating, dishonesty, that's what football's all about, right?
Right.
But then
Well,
you get to
sure.
this level, and there's been instances in the past in club football for sure. There was a well-known one about, geez, it must be almost a decade ago now in England with Derby County and Leeds. And Leeds at the time were managed by Marcelo Bielsa, a very famous and respected international manager, one of the greatest of all time. And he had a staff member hiding in the bushes, literally taking video of Derby County and their training in the league championship, so the level below the Premier League. And he got busted. And he came out the next day with an hour and a half press conference with a PowerPoint presentation saying, "Yep, this is what I did. This is what I saw. I've been doing it forever." And many people do. He didn't see the harm in it. Certainly where he came from in the world in South America, it was looked upon differently. But for international football, at the Olympics or at a World Cup, it hasn't happened just yet, hence the severity of the sanctions. It's setting an example. And Canada, let's be honest, is a bit of an easy target.
Why? Why are they easy
Because
target?
because they haven't,
Because we're just Canada.
yeah, we're still okay, gold medal winners, sure, but we're still a small nation in the grand scheme of things with football, right? We're not Spain, the world champions, England with that big media juggernaut behind them, the US, well, because they're the US. I think it was an easy opportunity to take and make an example of a team, and rightly so. I mean, listen, they did cheat, and cheating is cheating, and they should get punished for it. But it is still 6 points is pretty harsh, quite honestly.
Really?
So let's talk about the act itself. Um, Obviously, Bev Priestman knew about it. She authorized it. It sounds like I don't have any of the inside knowledge of this one. But should she maintain her job after the year's suspension, or is she done?
Oh, I think she's done. I don't know how she stays in charge at this point. It's been an embarrassment. And listen, internationally, it will blow over. We know that. But it's an embarrassment on a program that's trying to move in the right directions. Had some really good gains in the recent months after, let's be honest, a rough few years.
Right.
I've heard from more than one source that she might not have been the most popular coach to begin with. And the players probably aren't too upset that she's gone. Now, as for his staff, I don't know. I mean, Andy Spence so far, he's done a pretty good job, right? 2-0 to start the tournament.
Right.
They now whether they're playing for the staff there now, or I think more likely they're playing for themselves. But yeah, I don't see how Beth Prism stays in charge at this point. It'd be an embarrassment for Canada Soccer to say, yeah, keep your job.
Well, I know you think the suspension was an embarrassment and too much. My sense is I don't know why they didn't kick Canada out completely. If they broke the rules, they broke the rules. If it was an individual athlete with an individual sport and they won a medal and were tested later on maybe and discovered that they enhanced their performance,
Well, they will be thrown out then.
they would be thrown out.
Right.
Yeah,
Why
I mean,
wasn't Canada thrown out?
but Bob, honestly, I mean, I think it's the right punishment. I still think it's it could be relatively harsh in that it's the higher end of what I expected to see. But I agree, it should have been given to set the example. You're right. They broke the rules and cheating. To me, there are different levels of cheating. I think this is
I
not
get that,
Ben
but
Johnson.
still, this is the Olympic Committee,
Yeah,
and in their eyes, cheating is cheating. It doesn't really matter under what circumstance, right?
I guess what can they actually get out of spying on the opponents? I've heard conflicting,
Well,
opinions
that's
from
a
many
good
different
question too.
coaches. A great quote from Vanni Sartini, the Whitecaps manager, this past weekend. And he says, you know, he can't comment specifically on what happened in Paris. He's not there, but he goes, my training sessions are always open, always, because you can't gather too much information. You can watch every single game played by every single team in the world these days, and you can garner what they're going to do. How much can you actually gain from a drone, from footage, and spying on a team? That is overthinking. Nothing. Exactly. This, to me, the bigger issue here is
stupidity,
the self-importance of coaching. Stupidity, right? Yeah. Stupidity, self-importance. These coaches act as if they're protecting national secrets. It's a bloody sport, right? How much can you really gain from this? And against a team that you should have beaten in the first place, you know, the stupidity is unforgivable. I agree with you with that 100%. But it's just this culture, we're at this culture of secrecy in sport where, we can't watch or read too much into what another team's doing. Why not? What's wrong with open sessions? It used to be every session was open. Now it's 15 minutes you get if you're lucky.